Warning, it is the opinion of the 4th Street Productions and the Working Perspectives Podcast Weekend Pop-In that we should inform you that some of the language used in this recording could possibly be considered offensive. You've been warned, so if you decide to listen, then don't complain like a fuck.
You smashed China?
We call it China. Yeah,
You smashed China?
I took China.
I never knew that.
This girl's
Oh
shoulders,
my gosh.
she was built to just destroy. That's why we called her China, because like China from WWE.
Yeah,
she was built like her. And then she always tried to hit on me. And one day I got super high, and I'm also a piece of shit. So I was like, ow.
Hi, hello, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to talk to some real people about some real things, living real lives, doing real stuff. This is the Working Perspectives Podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by Lasmeeshma, Liam Reese, Strong Stem, Steve Cabot, and the bad boy, Bern Podcasy. You can find all our stuff and all our content in all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can also on Instagram, Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com, and please like and subscribe so we can keep bringing you this sweet, sweet content. Lasmeeshma, how we doing, baby?
I'm good, man. I'm still in my work shirt, but I'm feeling good, man. I got shit going on, I'm busy. It's a good thing.
Feel good, look good, love it.
Yeah, man.
Very nice. Strong Stem, how you living, dude?
It was a rough day. And then I got flashed back by the one and only Scram with a 50-year anniversary of the North Penn fucking Squires.
I'm going to bring that up.
One of the premier feeder programs of a premier high school team in the state that I happen to be an alumni of, and I'm ready for it.
Very nice. Benoit Podcasy, how are you?
I'm great, man. I'm doing A-okay.
Wow. Well, speaking of A-OK, this is the Working Perspectives Podcast. Let's get this thing started. Let's go.
It's our objective to be effective by voicing societies. Working perspective, exploring your day and how you get paid. Launching a new episode every Tuesday. Your day can transform while we inform with new episodes available on every platform. So check out our vibe and how we get live. Then do us a solid. Share and subscribe. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. Working perspectives.
It's our objective.
Yeah.
I immediately, my head was moving. I could hear the music in my head.
Yeah. R.I.P. Randy Lotto.
Yes. For
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
You're
For
a great
sure.
one.
Yep.
So, So speaking of, actually, we are in the works of developing a new show that I do need theme music for. So anyone listening to this feels like making some money, making theme music for a show, let me know. But either way, let's talk about it. Let's do about it. Let's be about it. On the show this week, another N-Dub locale. The one and only Shanna Vesci was on the show. Lasmeeshma, you made an appearance on the Tuesday show. Not going to lie. Shanna had reached out to me to be on the show after listening to the End of Roundtable. It was supposed to be another Roundtable saga, but fell through and ended up being like a one-on-one interview with Shanna that honestly turned out to be fucking hysterical, right? Like this was just a funny show. You know what I mean? Like it was just goofy, throwing around crazy stories and crazy things. But Liam, I know we recorded together, but what did you think about this week's episode?
Dude, this week's episode you're right, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, I've known Shanna for like a long ass time, but like the story about one of the dares they did was just fucking like, I thought it was hilarious because I know both of the people and it's good stuff.
Yeah. But, dude,
And I can picture both of them. That's why the story's so fun.
The bubble letters and the little Minas. Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah. No, I really liked it. Plus, too, you visited the shack in the woods. Is that right, Liam?
I have visited the shack in the woods.
And
Yeah.
how was that?
Exactly how you would picture it.
Ah.
Disgusting, about to fall over at any second, and
Hell yeah.
filled with fucking smoke at all times.
I love that the reason you guys got caught is because you ran electricity out to the shack in the woods.
That's
That
what
was
I
your downfall.
was gonna say.
Well, I can't believe that the dude who like kind of put it on in like adjacent to his property ran the cord from like his crib like all the way to the shack. Like you don't have to do too much detective work to find out where it's coming from. Yeah. Ridiculous, dude.
Nice. All right. Nice. Yeah. And Shanna, I mean, she wasn't shy about,
No.
there's a couple things I had to cut from that story to save some
Yeah.
people's marriages, but it was, it was she did a good job. She was funny. She told good stories. She was, and she was like goofy enough with the rest of us that I think it went really well. Benoit, what do you think about the Shanna Vesci episode?
Yeah, that was really funny too. Like it starts off as a little shack in the woods, and like eventually, like if just unchecked, it's like The Sims. If unchecked, it would have been its own civilization in like 10 years. You know what I mean? With commerce, and bartering,
New language.
all the lost end-ubbers, just find their way there.
Someone
That
definitely would
was
have
really
stolen
funny.
the sign for N-Dub Pub and put it outside that shack for sure.
I did a couple things too. I thought Jana really came in her own.
Great show for
too.
Jana.
She had a couple real
She's
solid
funny.
nights.
She's
one
funny.
of her best, one of her best showings so far.
J-Dub talking about John Day throwing him in a bush.
Oh,
and just being like,
God, I love
so
that.
I just waited till he left and crawled out. Like, to be honest, I got off really light on that one. Like I was kind of really happy with as far as it went.
Yeah. He's lucky that he's
and
still
I
alive.
also did too. So I had some safety experience because in grade school. In grade school, I walked home. So in 4th and 5th grade, anyone going I walked the farthest.
Shout out Burrow
and I had a
kids.
little brother.
Yeah.
So anybody who was going my direction got. So it was like me and like 6 other kids that were all younger. Now, when I was in like 3rd grade, I had like an older dude, Rich Howe, who was a really good dude who was a safety. But we had the sash, man. We had the whole thing. You got to school 5 minutes early to go, take down the flag and prepare, get all your notes together. Like
now, did you have that?
4th grade,
that 1990s like seatbelt material,
yes.
neon
orange.
Yeah, that thing was so shitty.
Yeah, dude, I wanted that so
you put a
bad.
little badge on it. You put a little badge on it to church it up a little bit.
I was just gonna say, Renee Riccardi, aka the hottest chick ever.
I tried to fuck her 400 times.
She legit was. I remember seeing her and being like, "You might be the most beautiful person I've ever seen in real life."
I tried to bang her. She was in 8th grade, banging like fucking the captain of Purdue's football team. I was like, "How's that work?
Yeah.
How old's he?" And all right, we'll let it out. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm guessing a girl like that looks pretty good with a sash. The sash only accentuates some.
It's like the
natural attributes. The purse strap.
Yeah, she's the only one that ever looked good in the safety sash. Let me tell you, she fucking rocked, and she had the badge too. Like she was like a lieutenant or whatever. It's like, what is this? I wanted to be a safety so bad, and they never. They
and then
didn't think I could handle it.
Our friends,
you would have been great.
Yeah. Dude, our friends, I never even considered being a safety because our friends, all my friends would have beat the bullshit out of me if I was a safety.
Yeah.
If I will even considered it.
Yeah.
When Sean went to be safety, again, me and him were like as close as they got. Sean was a safety, and every morning there was the most legendary football games before school or wall ball at North Wales Elementary, right? So Sean one day watched all that shit happen and he couldn't do it on the job. Took his belt off, and he was a crosser to like go across the street so the kids wouldn't get hit by cars. He just took his shit off, left it there, and went and played football with us. The next day they called him in. They were like, "So we found your sash and your badge. What's happening?" He was like, "Yeah, fuck that. I want to play football." They were like, okay, no more North Wales Borough kids are allowed to be safeties. Okay.
Yeah, we figured that out real quick. Yeah. No, I do. I mean, when she was talking about like wanted to be really ambitious as like an elementary school kid, I was like, in my mind, I'm like, you just didn't have any friends that checked
That's
your
it.
shit.
Yeah.
Like, so I didn't really care. Like, I just wanted like to do every activity so I didn't have to sit in class. Like, I was
100%.
that. I was like,
Yep.
I would have done the safety.
Hell
I would have
yeah.
been the fucking chair dude, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I was like down, like, just get me out of class. Whatever it is, I'm doing it. Right?
Agreed.
You know what I mean? But also, if you have some friends that are, like, dude, what are you, a fucking Strunza? You know what I mean? Like,
Listen,
That's the worst.
J-Dub said it in the episode. Like, she listed all the things she used to do and all like the choir and all the clubs, and he was like, I would have liked to have done all of those things, but I
I'd
did
have
none
punched
of
him
them
right in the
because
chest.
everyone would have called me gay. So
Yeah.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
And then he turned out gay anyway, so he could have just did them. I mean, what the fuck?
Queer than a $3
God.
bill, that guy. But no,
Just playing
really,
J-Dub.
really good episode. What else, Bern?
Also, like when they talked about their whole crew,
Little
and it was
Minas.
like, why'd you name your crew Little Minas? And she was like, I don't know, we just like to say it like the way it sounded. I have spent the last like day and a half just driving a car being like, Little Minas. Like what was my favorite version of Little Minas?
Hell yeah.
It is fun to say. I don't know what it means, but
Say
it
it with
is
your
fun
chest.
to say.
Dude,
Like, Little Minas.
Little Minas. Yeah.
Hey, Little Minas.
Yeah. But no, dude, honestly, I was like, to be honest, I love, like, Shanna's a really nice girl, right? But like, there was like several things that happened going into this recording that I'm like, this is gonna be shit. Like, there's more people that are supposed to show, didn't show, and I'm like, she was scrambling trying to get people last minute, didn't work. And she's like, you shouldn't pre-show me because we're going to do a group thing. And I'm like, all right, like all this stuff. And I was just like, it ended up, honestly, it ended up being like, okay. I was just like,
Made it work.
damn. Yeah, I was like, damn. I mean, everyone kind of just was on their game, like Jana was a really good addition. And like, also I mean, I don't know. As far as the new female voice of the Work Perspectives podcast, I mean, she even did an episode with
great.
Steve.
Yeah.
And she
Doing
nailed
great.
it.
She rolls
yeah?
with the punches. Yeah.
Yeah.
I even enjoyed her. I was like, damn, she threw out some zingers. I was like, this chick gets it.
She's
Hell
funny.
yeah.
She's
she
a
gets
fucking
it.
sniper.
Yeah.
I like her.
She's always been a sniper.
Yeah, and she'll give it to you too, which is great.
Which I always love.
Yeah. So, but yeah, very nice. Strong Stem. What did you think about the Shanna Vesci episode?
Now, it's always a little strange for me to hear, she was, I don't know, like not in high school when I was in high school, right? So this is the much younger generation of like, so she was friends with all my buddies' little sisters. She was friends with them.
Yeah,
so it's always funny to
4
hear
years
like
younger than you. Yeah.
More than that, 5.
Okay.
But she like to hear those stories, like her talk about people that, again, I never knew what the fuck they were doing because I was doing my own goddamn thing, trying to fuck everything that walked. Maybe cut that. But so when I was at
Steve wants to bang everything.
What?
That's
the media?
True.
Yeah.
Just Spanish broads. All right, get it fucking right.
Yeah.
Either way, it's always cool to hear like what they were going through and like their stories and
True.
to know that we weren't just the crazy fucks. They also came up behind us too. You know what I mean? Now did by the time she got to high school, just want to puff my chest a little bit with the Reggie on it. By the time they got to high school, there was a mystique of North Wales people. So it's like, I always laugh at like Bo and those guys that were like, 4 years behind me. By the time they got to high school, people were like, oh my God. When we were there, it was still like testing us. So we had to fight, I don't know, 2 times a week in the dog park, every single week. And then by the time they came into school, they were like, all right, we got enough with those guys. Like, we're not going in there.
It's not worth it. It's not
The older brothers of the other people, like, come on, just don't go down that road. It's not fun. Win, lose, or draw, not fun.
They were walking on a path laid by giants.
Yeah, must have been nice. But, well, I would say crazy giants, too. You know what
100%.
I mean? Yeah.
100%.
Like legit nut jobs.
Oh, yeah. Unique crew.
Nut jobs and Brandon Hill.
Yeah.
Brandon blazed quite a trail.
And then if you want to really throw in names, like there's people that make Brandon look like the sanest human you've ever met. Like I could throw Chuck Modee in there.
He's not wrong.
I
didn't have to do much.
You'd be like, oh no, these guys are completely sane. These guys are wild.
Yeah. I mean, I only ever had very rare dealings with Chaz, but the things I've heard about him, he's a fucking whack
legend, yo, legend.
Yeah, he was doing. I mean, robbing people and stuff, and like Yeah, selling nail polish as acid. Like, yeah, the guy was
Dude,
spraying Binaco on trees.
And dude, then the John with the John on the John. Go ahead, Liam.
Dude, I worked at this retirement home, and we brought this kid over who was selling trees. He drove over. Chaz asked him for a QP. He fucking burns him. Kid goes back to Bluebell. Another friend calls him, says, "Give me a QP." Comes out with another QP. Gets burnt again. Pulls a knife because he's like, "I'm not getting robbed again."
Yeah, Chuck don't care.
And no, it wasn't Chuck this time. It was,
he called another end up guy.
He called another end up guy. He says, "No, I'm not getting burnt this time." Pulls a knife. The younger dude slaps his hands down and
I know who it was.
And destroys him.
Crushes his face.
He had to get his like reconstructive surgery on his face. He fucking fell into his car and then just just started rolling. You let your feet off the gas, you just roll. So he just rolls into the car in front of him. They fucking get out of the car and bounce, dude. Back to back. This is 2 nights in a row.
He lost half a pound.
Kid's life was ruined because he met me at work.
What about the dude that John fucked up because of you? Who was that?
That was him.
Oh, that's that
John,
was John. Okay.
Yeah.
Because dude, people would talk like that's when John's reputation got pretty good of like, John's like the quietest guy ever. You know what I mean? But people are like, hey, you might want to leave that one alone. You know?
Yeah, John can throw down for sure.
Oh, John.
That's not the only time he's done shit like that.
John was definitely a standout young bull. Thorough.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of John. He would hang out in 4th Street a lot too. Big fan of him. Him and Peanut, really good dudes. And speaking of, their mom got brought up, and Peanut did in the Shanna episode.
Miss Parker?
Oh yeah.
Miss Parker?
Yeah.
No.
Miss Parker got brought up?
Because Steubens used to date her.
John's mom, John and the Trumbo's mom is, huh?
Yeah.
We called her Miss Parker all through North Wales, the old heads, me, and like anybody above me, because when we were in high school, and John and Steven hated this. They couldn't say shit. What they gonna say to me? I'll fuck both them up.
Hated it.
But their mom was one of the hottest. And again, let me put this on there. This one of the sweetest human beings I've ever met. She's such a beautiful person.
Debbie,
I love their mom.
Deb's the best.
I love their mom. She's such a great human.
Great. She's just awesome.
She's so good. Such a good person.
Yeah. Total sweetheart.
Every time she walked up, "What's up, Miss Parker?" And she loved it. She knew. She already saw Friday, so she knew who Miss Parker was. She'd like shake her. Yeah.
She knew when we were fucking little kids playing Cannoneers and shit. You know what I mean? What the hell? She knew. She always knew, dude. We had a couple good moms. We had Deb, and then he who must not be named, Scum's mom. You ever see Scum's mom, Liam?
I have. Yeah, I have.
Scum's mom.
I will say it's better if your mom is like that than if your mom's like Mildred. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like she gets out of the car with like a moo-moo on, or she has like one of them carts in Walmart. What would you rather have? You know what I mean? What would you rather have?
Well, I don't know, man. I feel like you want something in the middle, really. It's better, because all of us had kind of moms that looked the same. You know what I mean? We're just like, they're not good looking.
They just look like moms.
They just look like moms. But then you had like the dudes that had moms that
smoke shows.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
It sucks to be that. It sucks to be that dude. By the way, if you're that dude and your mom's hot, that's terrible. If you're a girl and your mom's hot, it's the best, because everyone's like, oh, we should be nice to her. She's probably gonna end up being pretty hot. Yeah. Where if you're a dude and your mom, there's no advantage to being a dude and your mom.
No, it's a lifetime of torture.
Now,
unless it teaches you patience and humility and relaxation techniques, I guess, because eventually you can't fight everyone.
All that goes out the window when your mom's hot and your firstborn son's name's Brandon Hill. Because no one talked about Wendy that way. Because Brandon will break your
didn't even
neck.
bring her up.
No, because your brain was trained not to even think about it.
Exactly. You were trained because her son is a fucking savage.
Dude, so she must be in the Rolodex because you're like, don't go down that road.
Never.
My senior year, Matt and Brandon's junior year, me and Brandon make it to States. We're out at States, right? We're out there. And of course, because we're fucking dipshits, I bring weed. So we're smoking weed before our fucking, like the biggest tournament of our life. We're fucking idiots. All these college guys there. We're just, so we're out there. And one of the guys from Upper Perk went with us, right? He'll stay nameless. He blazed with us. We come in. The first person we see is Brandon's mom. And she happened to have Brandon when she was very young. So she looked very, very young when we were older, right? In high school. And the first thing you see is her walking towards us. And the guy, I will not name him, Mike Pearson, taps over. Mike's the man. He taps us and goes, holy shit, who's this hot ass chick coming at us? I immediately hysterically can't stop laughing because I'm also very high and I'm like fucking 17. So I'm laughing so hard. And Brandon is not laughing at all. And Pearson's like, yeah, Cabot. He's like pushing me. He's like, oh, you know this broad? And I'm like, oh my God, please stop. And Brandon looks over and she's like, hey, Brandon, Steve. And his like laugh kind of stops. Like, wait a minute, how does he know that? And I look over, I go, it's Brandon's mom. And he was like, just put his head down, stop talking. I was like, yo.
Brandon was kind of, I feel like Brandon's thing was, if you didn't know, he gave you a pass. He gave you a pass. He did. But as soon as you knew,
no more
better not happen a second time.
None. And he was not like, I remember being there when people would do it. And I'm like, oh, bro, you fucked up. Like, you fucked up big time. Right?
The worst.
I was like, you made a big fucking mistake.
And when I say big mistake, I mean sucking your meals through a straw for 2 months after.
Yeah. You're on a shit diet.
Dude, the guys our age, straight up, I don't think it came up once. You know what I mean? I don't think it came up once.
No.
Dog, I would bring it up here and there because at least like he was a wrestling partner of mine. I'd like kind of tease him about it. But again, I know him my whole life, so when I could feel the temperature, and sometimes he would laugh, and when I noticed he wasn't laughing, I was like, "Oh, okay, that joke didn't hit. Let's get away from that."
He's the oldest, right?
The oldest of 5
boys. Oldest of 5 boys.
Like so, I mean,
he has 4 little brothers.
Yeah.
And their dad,
like
that's the hardest hard ass.
That tradition is gonna last.
Yeah. That's the other thing. You didn't want to say anything because not only Brandon, but Brandon's dad,
he beat the fuck out of you.
He didn't care if you're a 15-year-old kid. He's gonna smack the shit out of you.
Well, also the one who was 2 or 3 years younger than you might also kick the shit out of you. You know what I mean? Like
Eddie can throw down.
Eddie can throw down.
All about 2, 3, 4 years apart. You know what I mean? So like all over the place. You're like, fuck, I have to fight a generation of these guys. Like, no,
the worst days of my youth wrestling career was when I saw Brandon's dad walk in with his shoes, the wrestling shoes in his hand. I knew right away. I was like, oh my God, we're getting fucked up tonight.
Yeah.
Usually he walked in just normal, and we were like, yes, he's not wrestling tonight. He's just going to coach us from the sidelines. The days he walked in with the shoes in his hands, everybody's heads went down.
Yeah.
We were like, oh fuck, here it goes.
Mr. Deary was like that too.
Yeah, Mr. Deary's the man.
Well,
Brandon, how often would he do it? Would he show up with the shoes? Like, how often would he do it? Because then you got to think too, like
once a week.
He did it a lot when we were
maybe he had a rough day today and was just like, get a little bit of something and educate at the same time.
You're getting some forearms in the back of the head and shit, and he ain't. But like that, the thing was though, it had to be done. But that's the thing. It's a thing like it has to be done because if you don't, then you'll never win a match. You'll never do anything.
Listen, if you can blow off a little steam and teach at the same time, I think that's whatever you're doing. That's the greatest combination in the world, right?
As I say that, the reason why I still to this day love this man more than anything. He would beat the shit out of us, but no one else was allowed to beat the shit out of us. Anyone else stepped even near us. If a dad even fucking looked at us wrong, he'd be the first one to knock that guy the fuck out. So that like feeling of like protection, it's like the big brother, little brother thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was kind of like he was like Matt Police in a way where like he would like if a dad was losing it on his kid, he's the guy stepping in. You know what I mean? Like, like he'd step in, my dad would step in. Like
when your dad stepped in, I got all excited because I knew it was about to get the realest real quick.
The thing that sucks though is no one steps in on them.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
So it's
because they're not retards, dog. Because they're not retards.
It's like they're the Matt Police for everybody else, but it's like no one's like, we're not that fucking stupid.
It's a great deal as long as it's not your dad.
Yeah.
You want the Matt Police. They're just not your dad because you know that he cannot be policed.
There was a dude
who's watching the watchers.
There's a dude that coached us in high school, me and Steve, that lied. That lied about being a Navy SEAL.
Oh my God.
And dude, I'll tell you, like, I think he was scared till the last day. Like, I mean, like he just was like that.
I could kill you with a credit card. We were like, really? And then people like Matt's dad were like, oh, you know, the big fat guy's full of shit, right?
Yeah.
You guys ever see a Navy SEAL? He's not a big fat guy.
Yeah.
No.
It was not good. And I just for a record, I did beat his son, who was a senior when I was a freshman, to get on varsity. and then he was super mad because he took me really lightly. Beat me the second time. Now it was the third match it came down to. I was sweating bullets because he fucked me up. He was a senior. I was like, I'm not going to make varsity. Then he had a kid. And he had to fucking quit the team. So shout out to that bitch that had the kid for him and got me on varsity.
I'm not going to lie. Steve could throw the fuck down, too.
Oh, he was nasty.
Dude, I saw him break a kid's arm in a match.
He's a tough kid.
He was because he was older when we were younger.
When I beat him the first match, everyone was ragging him because he was a senior. I was a freshman. And he thought I was just some retard. He didn't realize I wrestled my whole life. So, like, he wasn't prepared.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, wait till the next match. He brutalized me. I was like, oh, there's no way I'm winning this third. And then he got pregnant.
Yeah. And then he joined the bowling team. I remember, dude, because they tell you that shit in midgets too.
And then I fucked his cousin.
Hey,
that's being cut from the show. So
and her name was China, and it was the biggest girl man I've ever seen that had shoulders like a dude, and it felt like a dude as I fucked her. So I'm basically gay, but we cut that too.
I mean,
what was your
you smashed China?
We called her China. Yeah,
you smashed China.
I took China.
I never knew that.
This girl's shoulders, she was built to just destroy. That's why we called her China, because like China from WWE. She was built like her. And then she always tried to hit on me. And one day I got super high, and I'm also a piece of shit. So I was like, I'll fuck China.
It's not a piece of shit that want to fuck a girl.
The second I grabbed, no, but to fuck a dude, it's pretty much a dude. So I grabbed their shoulders, and I was like, wait, I've never had such a wide grip. Why is my arm so wide, yo?
You're like, I couldn't even get a half Nelson on her.
Dog, it was wild. She was like thrusting her hips back into me and like throwing me up. I was like, what the fuck?
And she was a virgin. Yeah, fucking right.
That's what her sister said.
Hashtag power bottom.
Yeah. Oh, hashtag micro penis. Oh, wait,
the old heterosexual power bottom is not a dynamic you hear about very often.
Yep, you just lean back and thrust into it.
It's been a weird day, man.
Yeah, how about it? So
Liam likes the China story.
Speaking of the Shanna Vesci episode,
I'm not proud.
I'm sure you guys loved when I burned J-Dub's mom. Is that?
Oh yeah, that was not.
I did it. I felt bad. I didn't love it. I felt bad.
Had to happen.
It's not right.
Had to be done. We've been, it's just like if I would have missed that opportunity. Am I right? Like, come on.
And I will tell you this too.
You mean J-Dub's mom's house?
The 44 guys get a lot of credit for Hobo Jungle being a great name for that kind of place. Saggy Tits is an incredible name for somewhere where you jump off of something into water.
That's rope swing.
That's one
two
of
rope swings.
Yeah, two rope swings.
The best.
But like, great name. Just what you guys head up Saggy Tits. All right, we'll see that. Like, that's just a great name for a place where you're gonna do stuff, do drugs, and jump off shit and be a maniac from like 12 to 17. Yeah, and then get staph infections.
Yeah, no, really, really big fan of Saggy Tits, the place, not the Susie stripper.
The physical feature. Yeah.
Not the philosophy.
So like we said, available now on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. We have the Shanna Vesci episode. Make sure you check it out. Really, really good stuff. Big fan. But let's keep it on moving on down the road. So next week on the show, we have Steve makes an appearance on the Tuesday show. And also Steve and Jana have their first show together. And we have real estate mogul and my real estate agent, Jeff Faulterbauer, on the show.
Just to be honest, I feel like Shanna was a little in awe of him, a little into Jeff or Jana, a little into the Jeff thing. She laid a couple comments out. I was like,
I mean, could be Jana is very much admitted and like waves that she only dates black guys and is currently engaged.
I was just going to ask, what is this gentleman's? I mean, she jokes about it all the time.
With a name like Faulterbauer, you can tell he's definitely
he's everything you
Harlem.
think when you see him in real life. He's exactly what a Faulterbauer would look like.
She was just being nice. She was just being nice.
Yeah, he's a nice Irish boy.
It's one of the reasons why me and Maddie get along so well with Jana is because we were friends with her forever, and it was pretty clear from the jump, like
no interest.
No one was banging. Yeah, so
zero interest.
Had a nice organic, relationship build, like a legit friendship relationship. But I mean, like it did become we knew.
we loved her. We loved her and like everything about her, but she was just like, no, it's not what I do. So fuck off.
Well, it was just right off the table, which is nice. Great, right off the table.
No one wasted anybody's time. Also, she was like
along.
She was like a great wingman too. You know what I mean? Like she would help you.
Oh yeah,
those girls are the best.
Yeah,
they sure are.
You'll find out next week on the show. Again, Jana just kills it. But yeah, Jeff Faulterbauer episode, really, really good. Steve makes an appearance, tells a great story about Jeff.
Saved my life. You saved my life.
Jeff
young career life.
Yeah, Jeff was legit one of those guys that like he didn't like bullying or like any kind of that stuff. And like there's a couple stories that me and Steve shared of because he's a little older than us and he wrestled of him being like, hey, let's like what the fuck, and like protecting younger, smaller
knock
guys.
That shit off.
Yeah, and
he was the heavyweight senior on the team, so the biggest weight and the senior and the varsity guy. And I just happened to be friends with his little brother, so. When they went to pick on me, because Matt wasn't even in high school when he was in high school. I was in 9th grade. I wasn't even in high school, but I was on the team.
Right.
Every time they went to pick on me, he would look over and go, he's friends with my little brother. Leave him the fuck alone. I was like, yes,
dude,
yes.
And he legit was like one of the strongest kids.
Oh, he's enormous.
Like he was so yoked. He's repping like 350.
And an angry back then. And now he's so much calmer, but an angry young man back then.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you'll hear some stories why.
I don't know. 95% of the people I know are angry from the age of 14 through 17, whether they're living good or not.
You're trying to get pussy, and it's so hard at that age. You're frustrated and full of cum.
Yeah,
it's not distributing evenly. Some days are fine, some days are wild. You just everybody's pissed off when they're
especially when you're whacking down a Fedra. Like
or
throws your hormones.
Combat sports, like that's gonna shape your mentality too.
Oh yeah,
big time. So yeah, like we said, available now on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. We have the Shanna Vesci episode, and then and then next week we have the Jeff Faulterbauer episode. Really, really good show. Really great story. His real estate knowledge. He's a 3rd generation real estate guy. Real estate agent, and it's like it's fascinating.
Just a third from heavyweights. Like he learned both of his father and his grandfather made a ton of bread in the real. Like they're not just like your dipshit that thinks they sell one house a year. Like they were heavyweights in the business. So he's got some real knowledge.
Yeah, his dad drove a Viper.
When the first day he ever pulled up to it in the house, I was like, because his dad lived in Florida, his parents were divorced. You'll hear it in the show, but when I saw the Viper, I was like, your dad's a millionaire. He's a fucking Viper.
Yeah.
Damn, that was like the car when we were
in
young.
1998,
you know what I mean?
He had a Viper. Not even now. In 1998, that thing might as well be a Lambo fucking game.
Yeah, we were
absolutely.
kids. That was like the best. You know what I mean?
The coolest car there was.
Yeah,
coolest car there was.
Yep.
If you drove by a parking lot and saw one parked there, you'd pull in and get out just to look at it.
Yeah, I agree.
One of those Johns.
Dodge Viper, fan of the show, listener of the show, but great.
I love you. R.I.P. because they discontinued you, but
so real nice.
Bring back a Working Perspective special edition, man.
Ooh,
hell yeah,
I like that.
Do we got that in the budget? Can you get one of those on the budget?
Yeah,
I'll wrap it.
It's in our sponsorship deal with Under Armour.
Not the guy that ran because I say never mind.
No. So don't bring that up. Okay. So yeah. Next. So like we said, next week, Jeff Faulterbauer. Let's keep it moving though. I want to get into a little recommendation. So Benoit Cassay. What do we got for this week's recommendation?
So it's like a double TV jam, right?
Love it.
I will say that I think Breaking Bad is one of my favorite shows of all time, right? I often say that I think Breaking Bad is the best show ever about a person, while I think The Wire is the best show ever about a people.
Hell yeah.
I agree with that. I like that.
Wire's
Wire's incredible.
And it's incredible. And it's everything. And Breaking Bad, there's a lot of great characters, a lot of great stories. But when it all comes down to it, it really is the story of one fucking guy going from point A to point B.
True.
And how crazy that is. And when they announced they were doing a show called Better Call Saul,
yeah,
No, I've loved Bob Odenkirk forever. I love Mr. Show. It's my favorite sketch show of all time. He's a great comedian. I was like, oh, don't do that. Like, he was great on the show, but like, what's the fucking Saul show going to be? Like him just, ripping people off every week. There are 2 episodes left in it. If there's any Breaking Bad fans out there who were nervous that this show didn't make sense or was going to be stupid, it fucking rules, dude. They created their own. Yeah, I mean, like, really, like, it's not the same, but it's eerily similar.
Really?
Can I ask you a question, Bern?
Yeah.
Do I have to watch? I've never seen Breaking Bad. Do I have to watch that before this to like kind of understand, or can I just watch that?
No, you could watch Better Call Saul, and it would totally be its own thing.
Okay.
Like,
awesome.
Like, now it would tie. You might have a couple questions now, because now that we're towards the end, they're getting to, it's a story about where this guy was before.
I was gonna say.
Okay.
I was gonna say
it's his life before he met.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's his life before he met Breaking Bad.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
yeah. It's the story of Jimmy McGill's transformation into Saul Goodman and Flippin' Jimmy. There's Flippin' Jimmy. Yeah, there's only a couple episodes left, and I think it's like 6 seasons, but so much better than I thought it would ever be. I couldn't believe they were even going to consider spinning something off Breaking Bad. Yeah. And it's all on Netflix too. All the previous seasons are on Netflix.
AMC put out some They like the only channel to compete with HBO was AMC for a long time.
But so it's like a hat. If you've never seen Breaking Bad, check it out. You'll like it. If you're a Breaking Bad fan who thought like, why the fuck are they doing this? This doesn't make any sense. Like, why would it's worth your time. It's 100% worth your time.
Yeah. All right, nice. So Better Call Saul.
Fuck you for that comment, Matt.
Call Saul, yeah.
AMC,
dude. Walking Dead, Mad Men, I know, but Breaking Bad.
I hear you, but like, you compete with HBO. You had all I needed was Taxi Cab Confessions. That already made Showtime, and then you're talking about Skinamax when we were young bulls.
No, Taxi Cab Confessions.
Every time I turned it on, there was pussy.
Yeah, Taxi Cab Confessions was HBO.
HBO had Real Sex, and they had Taxi Cab Confessions. So you just like. You just roll the dice.
I'll tell you this.
Too. You know what I mean? Like
Showtime had boxing.
I could probably scrap to one of them, but I got to get this out before they go to the robot segment. You know,
that was one of them shows when we were little kids. I had to like look at the door to see if my mom was coming in, so I could kind of like,
dude. I'll tell you this.
That's when HBO used to send you the book. You used to get a little book in the mail every month and told you what was on it every time. And the first thing you do, you go back and you're like, all right, what has the sexual content warnings? What has the nudity warnings? And let me just. Like, I need to know. I know now exactly when these things are going to be on TV on what day at what time.
Yeah.
And you chart out your month.
So funny.
Yeah. Speaking of Cinemax, so there's a show on Cinemax called Banshee. If you haven't seen it, it is fucking just badass. Awesome.
My boy Richie recommended that to me like 4 years ago.
Yeah,
4 or 5 years ago. He might have recommended Banshee.
It's just
I never checked
badass.
it out.
Oh, it's awesome. The dude that plays Homelander stars.
Is it about Indians? If it isn't, I'm pissed.
No. Well, yeah. Well, it is.
But, hell yeah.
Well, Indians are involved, but it's about this town in Pennsylvania called Banshee, Pennsylvania, and it's got the Amish Mafia. Then it's got the Aryan Brotherhood. Then it's got the Native Indians on a reservation gang. Right. And it's just a whole bunch of shit. And the dude is a jewel thief that got out of prison for taking the rap for his sweetheart. Right. And he gets out to find his sweetheart married somebody else. And now he moved to that town and then just.
Is his sweetheart a 4-wheeler? Because the Banshee is the most legendary 4-wheeler that ever existed. Dude, does anyone ride a 4-wheeler?
His sweetheart has got some tig old biddies.
But is she a 2-stroke 350 that does 90?
It'd probably be 2 strokes and you're done.
This is my second. It's like a back-to-back Richie mentioned because Richie also we had a bunch of quads down at the golf center.
Richie.
But he had a Banshee. So when we go out,
it's the most ridiculous 4-wheeler
we get the 4x4s. It was insane, and we would ride it on fucking coal banks.
Yes.
Ooh, so it felt like surfing. Like you go so fast, you get up there, and then you just kind of drift along. And hope you're pointing the right direction coming down.
Banshee will smoke a car from 0 to 70, no problem. It will pull wheelies through third gear. All you have to do is just push the gas, and it will stand straight the fuck up.
Really?
That's why they discontinued them because people die all the time on them because they're insanity.
We were 12 with no helmets. We were 12 with no helmet.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
Legendary four-wheeler.
Shout out to you guys.
Fucking-
So
the
all
Banshee
right.
was legit.
Yeah.
Nice. So Better Call Saul is your recommendation this week?
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
And I would say specifically too to people who were fans of Breaking Bad and thought, why would you ever do a spinoff? The first one was so good, like it's worth your time. It's way worth your time.
Quick question, you guys. I wanted to know this: when you shower, do you shampoo your hair first or last?
Almost
Shampoo?
never.
Yeah,
First.
Almost never.
Yeah,
or
first.
clean your
Yeah,
hair.
I clean my hair. See,
Yeah.
I got to shampoo and condition because
Right. Okay.
I'm a
whatever.
gentleman. So I
Sure.
shampoo first, then I put the conditioner in, and then
Okay.
I soap myself. A
Right.
lot of conditioner is
But-
conditioning.
The
Same.
hair,
I
the
do the
hair,
exact same thing.
hair
Yeah,
gimmick,
scream!
hair gimmick comes first, right?
Yeah.
Hair
Yeah.
first.
Yeah,
Same.
yeah.
I'm a straight up bar of soap guy. Like I'd rather just take a bar of soap
I'm
and
always a
just
bar
get that
soap.
dub
Love
shit
a
in
bar,
there.
dude. Irish Spring, best soap ever.
But I still do start from the top. I very rarely shampoo my hair, or condition it because I
You
got
gotta
a
start
real,
from the
top.
real fro. I got a real fro.
Wow.
and
You
can't-
make
you
it
can't be
bigger,
rubbing
it just
that-
gets wild.
Can't be rubbing that bar of soap on your taint and then on your face. You know what I mean? You got to
No,
start from
you
the top and then
start
go down.
up top
Yeah.
and
Yep.
clean down.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the way.
Okay.
You guys
So
don't
just-
use washcloths?
I do, but I'm just saying. I'm
used
saying.
to.
I'm
I
saying.
grew out of it.
Animals.
I'm saying, but I just wanted to see where you guys are at. So very good. Thanks for
Animals.
that. Thanks for that, Benoit. Moving on. Lasmeeshma, what do you
Yes.
got for recommendation?
So there's this channel on YouTube called JCS Criminal Psychology.
Ooh.
The original channel is called Jim Can't Swim. So he has like a couple on that page, but on JCS Criminal Psychology, it's like all these interrogations. Like it'll be like a murder happened. They'll tell the story of the murder like real quick, like in a couple minutes, and then it'll just start at the interrogation, and then they kind of like break down the psychology like of like cops interrogating criminals, like their tactics and shit, like
Really?
Play by play.
yeah, like the way people are when they lie, and like the way cops, like, you know what I mean, like they're
Really?
That's
Yeah.
wild.
it's really sweet.
So it's almost like an interrogation class.
yeah, kind of. It's
Like a seminar. Like
Yeah.
watch how this person does this. They're
Yeah.
doing this. It's
Watch
typically
how to
means
make someone
this.
crack.
there's
Yeah.
not that.
This is how.
No,
Yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
No, go. Keep going.
There's not like a ton of the videos, but the ones that are there are fucking like great, dude. They're awesome.
Nice.
They're so
How long,
good.
Liam?
Some of them are like a half. I guess it all depends on how long the interrogation footage actually is. Some are 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Some are the one on who was Casey Anthony, the chick that killed
Yeah,
her kid. The
I
one
would
on
still
her.
fuck her right now. I'm
Hers
sorry, I
is
didn't mean to
like-
blurt that out.
Hers
Fan of
is
the
like
show. Listen to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
how about it?
It's also Tinder.
Hers is like 2 hours, but because there's just so much footage, she has so many interviews.
Is
and
she in a
phone
bikini?
calls. No, not
Fuck.
that one. No,
She's bad, yo. Casey bad.
he kind of is. Yeah, they show a couple. They show a couple pictures of her like partying and shit. Like, dude, she was partying like
With the kid in the trunk.
2 days after she.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
Complete piece of shit.
but
I'd
they
still
break
fuck her.
it
Complete
down.
piece
They
of
break
shit.
it down like her, like how she's a sociopath. Dude, it's great stuff. But anyway,
Alright.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
JCS Criminal Psychology. There's
I'm gonna
like
check that out.
a half
Yeah,
dozen
that's
or
cool.
so videos on there, and they're
Hell
fucking
yeah.
great, dude. Now
Hell
they
yeah.
have like more. You can pay for like more videos and stuff, but I only really got into like the ones they offer.
Yeah,
for
the
free.
North Wales kicking in. You ain't paying for
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so JCS.
JCS Criminal Psychology. Yeah,
All
that's
right.
Hell
the
yeah.
name of the whole channel.
Nice.
That's cool.
I'm
nice.
checking it out because I
Hell
love
yeah.
Casey Anthony, not as a person, as like a sexual
As an
object.
object.
She's the biggest piece of shit that's ever lived. Ever.
Sure.
And I'm
Yeah.
gonna accidentally slide my dick in her ass because she's a fucking slut and a
She's
terrible
still alive?
piece of. Oh yeah,
She
she's out
walked.
partying still.
She walked,
Oh yeah,
dude.
she walked it off.
She's
Her
out.
dad. Didn't they make some story where like they thought
Yes.
they tried to say like the dad and them killed her when they were babysitting and they tried to cover up. She like fell in the pool or some
No.
shit.
They say that she covered it up because her dad's been abusing her since she was
Right.
a kid.
That's
so
it.
she's
That's
been
it.
covering shit up her whole life,
Right.
and this is all she knows. But
Yeah.
they waited until like the day of the trial to say, dude, it's so fucked up.
Crazy.
You gotta watch
nuts.
You gotta watch the video, dude. They break it down. It's unbelievable that a jury did not convict this lady, dude. It's unbelievable. It's unreal.
JCS is what
the
it's
jury.
Yeah, if you just type JCS, it'll come up.
You never know, man. The video from the interrogation room may be very different than what was presented in court. You know what I mean? Like, it's time to get her business together, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Who knows? Nice. All right. Well, awesome. All right. So JCS, very good. Love that. Lasmeeshma, very nice. Strong Stem, what do you got for a recommendation?
Well, I'm actually doing something that's very out of character, and I'm proud of it. I took Friday from work off.
Whoa.
I know.
Whoa. Taking a day off.
I know.
Whoa.
I don't do vacations. I haven't been on a week-long vacation since my dad had a stroke, like 5 years.
Is it Luis's birthday?
I wish. Okay,
that's all I can think about.
Instead, I'm going down with my boy Kevin Zeblin. He got a boat. We going down to show, and we gonna go out in the inlet and catch us some big fish. Now, when I say big fish, he's gonna catch big fish, and I'm gonna stare at chicks' tits in bikinis. But what we're gonna do is fish together, and I'm going for the stinky fish, and he's going for the
freshwater
live fish. That's it. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to the fish market, and by fish market I mean the beach, and he's gonna stay out in the boat. No, but we're gonna go down there. You know, it's always interesting because Kevin's never taken his boat in the shore yet, right? The inlets are for anyone that knows how to navigate a water vehicle, the most dangerous places there are inlets, right? Because the currents are wild, especially in Jersey. They have crazy They have crazy sandbars, so you have to know exactly what each buoy means. You got to understand the currents, because a lot of the times, in an inlet, it forces the water into the channel, so the waves come in pretty high, right? It's choppy as fuck. So you got to be able to learn how to I grew up on my dad, even though we were poor as fuck. We had a little boat, but just being on a boat my whole life, knowing exactly how you're supposed to turn into the wave and ride over it, trim up and trim down. It's people think it's some simple thing, and that's why there's all those videos all over the internet of fucking dipshits sinking their boats, because it's not a fucking game and it's not a fucking joke. So you have to be super serious, and so we're it's gonna be interesting. It's the maiden voyage for what we call. Every boat needs a name, because otherwise it's unlucky. This is the Phantom. So it already was on there.
Phantom, nice.
Yep. So the Phantom is about to get its inaugural seawater legs.
Aren't Zeblim's legendary fishermen too?
The oldest brother. All three of the boys are the most fishing inclined humans I've ever met. All three of them,
dude.
Apparently,
you catch something good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
But Kevin lives to fish. You know what I mean?
He has two. He runs two businesses and has three jobs, because he's a coach at one of the most prominent football high schools in the state. Runs an entire gym with thousands of kids that train every day. Also power washes. And all three of those businesses, he creates his day around fishing. So he wakes up in the morning. He's like, okay, is there a body of water near any of the houses I have to clean or the tournaments I have to go to or anything? Okay, there is. So we're going to do this one first. Everything else falls in order from there.
Nice.
Wow. Nice. Apparently, too, he's on Alan Bach's baseball team.
Yes, and Dennis Sokola and Adesoli.
Yeah, apparently they're kicking ass. So Kevin's
a baller.
Alan said Kevin's having a really good year. So
he always loved baseball. He always has a good year. The kid is white chocolate. When your nickname at a Division I college, that when he went to Lehigh, they just were in the finals for the Division I national championship. That's when they recruited him. And when he got there, he started as a freshman, and the black kids nicknamed him White Chocolate. I mean, what's that tell you?
Fast fucking white boy.
They might actually still be playing as we speak.
Oh, really?
No, I'm serious. They have a game tonight. Yeah.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, Eric texted me as we were leaving cheer, like, yo, you guys still here for cheer? Kevin's got a game. We're at
were they up at Hostelli?
Yeah.
Oh,
so they're playing. They could still be playing right now.
Damn.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully I'll be able to attend those soon when I'm moved back.
When your daughter is 18 and you don't have to be a father anymore.
Yeah, okay. So all right. So then very good for that. Thanks, Strong Sam. Let's keep it moving. My recommendation this week. I've never watched this show before, but for some reason I've decided. No, kidding me? That's on
My bad.
repeat.
I'm
Watch
sorry.
that every day.
It's on
Yeah.
repeat. I quit. I fucking quit.
Maddie beat everybody to the joke. He made it.
Yeah.
I always
himself.
knew
Good
you
for
held me
Maddie.
down in
Good for
wrestling a
you.
little too long. A little
for
too
you.
long.
Well, you
I
know.
look back like, why is he still on me?
That's why they called it Brokeback Mounting.
He just didn't know how to quit you, man.
So, okay. But yeah, so my recommendation, I've never watched this show before, but for some reason I just got the hankering to watch it. The show, so I Googled the top 10 best seasons of the show Survivor. And I just
Never
finished.
watched.
I just watched season 25 today, which is on Hulu.
Hold on. There was 25 fucking seasons.
I Googled the top 10 best seasons. Number 10 is season 25. There are 43 seasons of this show.
Is that the longest running thing ever? Like, what?
No,
the
Doctor Who.
They do multiple seasons a year.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
would
they
think
do
so.
one season a year.
yeah.
Okay.
It's only it's
Okay.
been around for like 22, 23
Okay.
years.
They cram a couple different seasons into a year, I think. Most of those shows.
Okay.
And
You always see the
apparent-
numbers, and you're like, I'm
yeah.
pretty sure I was in high school when that came out. How
Yeah,
did
I'm like, wait a minute.
50 seasons.
I'm
Like,
not even
Yeah.
40. How the fuck did it go
Yeah.
on before I was born?
Yeah, apparently
Multiple.
too now, like they used to do different locations. Apparently now there's just one island, and that's it. You just live on
Okay.
Survivor Island.
They got rich enough, they just bought one.
Yeah,
They did the Dana White.
yeah, but they had but back in the day though, they had like themes. So I finished season 25, and not gonna lie, it's pretty fucking entertaining. You know what I mean?
Do you know what year that 25 season was filmed in? what
I
the
think
year
it
was?
I think it was maybe like 2013, 2012, something around
Okay.
then, right? And dude, they sneak in celebrities, so and they don't tell you that they're a celebrity. So one of the celebrities was.
Wait. Can you call yourself a celebrity if nobody knows who the fuck you are?
Yeah, I
That
was
is an
just thinking
incredible
about
question.
that.
Listen to this, right?
I hate the internet.
You know the show Facts of Life, right?
Yeah.
So Blair from Facts of Life, the blonde,
Okay.
right? She was on season 25 and made it to the final three.
But she was a child actor, correct?
Child
like
celebrity, I
teen.
guess. I
Yeah.
don't know.
But when you get old enough, I'm like, God,
21. She was on TV till she was 21, and then she left showbiz. So
Okay.
I don't know. Make of it what you will, but she's recognizable, right?
Was she fuckable? That's the most
If you
important question.
knew who she was,
Hell
you'd
yeah.
recognize her, right? Or
Hell
if it was
yeah.
on, if somebody was like,
Blair
"Look
was
at this
still number
cast.
one.
One of these people is
Hell
a
yeah.
celebrity."
Dude, every
Back in the
time.
day, you'd probably figure it out.
Yeah. And then also they had, I don't know if you guys remember Jeff Kent, that piece of shit. He shit all over our 2009
Superman?
World Series hopes with the Phillies. He played for
He's
the
a
Giants.
He was a giant forever.
Yeah, 2009. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Jeff
no,
Kent.
that would have been 2010.
You're right.
2010,
2010,
Nine
and
was
11,
the
and
Yankees.
11.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2010 and 11.
Yeah, I
and
remember
11
10,
when
yeah.
we had the best fucking starting five rotation of all
Effer,
time.
maybe? Yeah.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
and-
Doc.
yeah.
Yep.
Shout out Heavy B, Joe Blanton.
The first year they had the
Heavy B,
smoker,
Sonic.
right? What was that guy's name?
Brett
Lincecum,
Myers.
remember? He used
Brett
to burn
Myers,
trees.
Yeah.
Oh, Lincecum.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lincecum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
just retired a year or two ago. He actually hung out with the Giants forever.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
Mitch Kramer.
They called him the freak.
Yeah, he
Remember
looked
the
exactly
beard?
like him, yo. It was crazy.
Remember the beard?
Dazed and
Yeah.
confused.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I wanted to wait outside the fucking stadium with the paddle and do the same thing, whack my
Yes.
hand and point at him.
Yeah. But either way, so this dude, or
Sorry.
so these people are on the show. They keep it hidden that one was a pro baseball player and one was on like a major national TV show. And,
Right.
you know what I mean? So it's like, but they just play the game, and it's crazy to see what happens. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It was just, honestly, it was entertaining. I was very entertained by it. So I'm going to give it a shout out. Shout out the show
yeah.
Survivor.
Is that the
Yeah.
first season you watched? Like, so you Googled
Yeah.
like what are the top 10 seasons, and you've watched one of them so far. Was it number
Yeah.
10? Was it the one that
Yeah.
listed at
I
10?
started at 10.
All right. So you'll be
Updating us.
working your way through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually finished it, and I'm now starting on new season. So the number 9 best season of all time apparently is season 7, and it's a pirate theme season. So they're abandoned in Colombia.
I want to go.
off
I'm
the
in.
coast of Colombia, and
I'm
it's
in.
like a pirate theme type of kind of thing. So
Any titties fly out in this show or what?
So it's funny you mentioned that, because the way they started the show is they had everyone on a boat right off the coast of this small island, like this Colombian island, like
Mhm.
whatever, right? And usually before in the previous seasons, they would let you bring your bag and then you could pull items from your bag and then that's what you would take with you, right? And they said, fuck that. You're going with what you have on, right? So like one dude's wearing like a custom Armani suit, you know what I mean?
What
and
a
like
dipshit.
this other chick's in like high heels, and then this one chick who's a massage therapist is wearing like a strapless dress, right? With no bra because she didn't fucking need one.
Keep talking, Matt.
And
keep
then,
talking.
Yep. And then and then, you know, they had to jump off the boat and go to a town and scavenge for supplies before they paid to go to their island, which was now their camp because they're in a tribe.
Hell yeah.
So that's just, dude, survivor life. That's just what it is. So,
Hell yeah.
But yeah, no, check it out. You know, it's on the Hulu and on Paramount Plus. So there you go. So yeah, those are my recommendations. Very nice. So good. Very good. Well, all right. Well, let's keep it moving. So we're coming towards the top O time. Before we get out of here, Benoit Podcasy. Anything you want to say to the Benoit Podcasy faithful?
No, man. Just, you know, we're coming down home stretch in summer here. We're gonna have a couple more sticky weeks. But
football
just, you know,
season.
football's
back.
It's right. I can hear it. I can hear Danny Dimes hitting people in the stands.
Well, now,
you know what I mean?
Now you're high, but I hear you.
Yeah.
No.
People in the stands.
Danny Dimes hit a disabled kid in the stands 2 days ago.
Oh my god!
And the best Twitter comment
in real life?
Yes, that really happened.
He's got to get fired.
He hit some kid in the stands, overthrew somebody, hit some kid who was disabled. I don't know who he was disabled. I saw that tweet the other day, and then the best response I saw to it was, "Don't talk about Kenny Golladay like that." So just getting ready for another
devastation,
another New York Giants season.
Dude.
Yeah, just really psyched up for that.
Speaking of hitting disabled people, so this was probably like circa 2010, 2011. Right. And for like a number of years on the 4th of July, I went down to the fireworks, right, at the art museum. And Bern, I would go with you sometimes.
Yeah, we would whatever, right? Street.
But I remember I was there with a friend of the show, Jessie Alcaro. I was there with her, and Dana was there, Dana Moyer, right? And like we were all kinds of trashed and stuff, and like, you know, everyone's drinking, having fun. And we had a football there because we're on like the lawn, right? And I'm having a catch with Dana, and Dana is she's feeling it, right? So Dana's like throwing the ball like a little high. I'm like, hey, you know, keep it light, Dana. There's because we're crowded, right? Like it's a crowd of people,
just tossing it around.
So then she like she drops the ball, turns around, grabs it, and it doesn't look and just launches it. Right. And I'm like, oh, shit. And she threw it like towards a crowd of people. So like I'm running over, like not looking, about to catch it. And then all of a sudden, like, bam, my legs get taken out from under me. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Right. But yeah, I ran into a black lady in a wheelchair.
Well, why'd she have to be black?
Because she was.
Why do you have to put that out there? Can't she just be in a wheelchair?
She was being pushed by this guy. And there was another
what
two
color
guys.
Was he, asshole?
They were all black.
No.
Right. And there was these other, and I ran into her, right? And I'm like on the ground. I'm like, I'm so sorry. And I'm pretty drunk as well. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. This was a complete accident. And and the dude who's pushing her wheelchair like steps to the side and like makes a fist.
Am I going to get murdered?
I was like, all right, guy. I was like,
don't get beat up in front of her.
I was like,
I'll put you in a wheelchair.
Yeah. I was like, do you need another wheelchair? You know what I mean? Like, but then like my buddy Jay just came over and he's like, hey, we're gonna go this way and this is done. And I was like, oh, thank God, save me, because I was like, But yeah,
fantastic.
So that's how it went happen. And then John Legend brought the house down. So there it is.
Fantastic.
All right.
Yeah. So that's that. So either way, thanks for that, Bern. Strong Stem, anything you want to say to the cult of Cabot before we get out of here?
I do, and it happens to relate to me. I was on the old social media today, and I seen a buddy put up a thing with a guy driving, and it said that no one watches you more than the people that hate you, so show the fuck out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fuck you. And I'm pretty sure I live my life that way, because I know there's plenty of people that don't like me, and when I do see those people, I act extra asshole-ish because I know you never have the balls to say anything, you
Right.
pussy. You pussy. And I know it.
Asshole-ish. Is that
I mean-
an Eastern European country?
If you would actually approach me and confrontate me by being an asshole at this age of my life, I'd be like, yeah, you're right. No. But I know you won't because you're a bitch. And deep down inside, all you want to do is go on your phone and write some gay shit or say something else through a text. But when it's face to face, big pussy.
Yeah. Thanks
Big
for
pussy.
listening to the show also.
Yeah,
Big
you're
pussy.
like, oh,
Whoever you are.
Oh, I'm sure
you
there's
don't like the way
plenty of them.
you don't like
Fan
the
of
way
the
I
show,
behaved
listen
at
to
that
the show.
thing.
Yeah.
Wait till you see how I behave at the next thing.
Yeah. Oh,
Say
God.
something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very nice. All
Dude,
right.
and the better you do, the more steps you make in your life, dude.
the more they
The
hate
fucking
you.
madder they get.
Oh, it's great.
They
Yep.
hate it, and I fucking love it, dude.
Yeah, I do. I know.
Yeah.
I love
Honestly, that like you do realize like when you do see it, like if someone's mad at you for like being like accomplishing something that you worked
piece
hard
of shit.
for, it's like how mad are you at your own life?
No, how
that-
bad you hate your life. Exactly.
Exactly.
You're a piece of shit.
Like you're really projecting your insecurities and hatred of yourself out on other people just because you're too scared to take a chance or whatever it is, because there's a lot of failures along the way to any type of success,
Sure is.
and there's a lot of
Sure
eating
is.
shit you have to do and a lot
Sure
of like
is.
kissing people's asses that you fucking hate.
Yep.
But like it's also like if you don't quit and don't give up, there's hopefully a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
And you notice good people because good people don't jeopardize their morals for that. They don't
Right.
jeopardize their morals. Like it's one
Right.
thing to be like, damn, he did that. You know what? Good for him. But
Yeah.
just focus on what you got to do. You fucking sped.
Mhm.
Hey man, Kobe said it best: game, respect, game. So,
Right.
100%.
100%.
You don't
100%.
got game, you don't got it. So very nice. Lasmeeshma, what do you got to say to Lasmeesh Nation before we get out of here?
Normally, I'll have like drop some wisdom, but
Tell me you got to cheer for us.
This time, nah. This time, I just want to let people know this Saturday, 12 to 4 at Parkside. They have it's the 50th anniversary for Squires event. They got Kona water ice. There'll be a DJ there, obstacle courses. All families are welcome. Even
Hell yeah.
Cannoneers families are welcome.
No, they're not. Oh, get the fuck out.
But yeah, there'll be like
Second-rate ass football team.
inflatables and stuff for the kids. All that good stuff.
12
Yeah.
to 4, you said at Parkside?
12 to 4 at Parkside.
Nice. Is there someone there keeping all the homeless people away?
At Parkside?
Nah, yeah,
You
that's up for
scumbag.
Gwinnett,
What's the
man.
matter with you? That's a rich place. What's the matter with you?
There's a
Fucking head out of
police
your ass.
there's a police
Right.
station right across the street.
Remind
Fucking
me.
jerk
We
And
record
Merck, $1 billion place is right over the street.
right. We recorded a
Yeah,
show
right.
that we aired this week that talked about a piece of woods that are right behind Merck where there's a homeless community, which is probably less than a quarter mile away from
They
Parkside.
they
That's up the
exaggerate
tracks,
that.
dude.
Oh
shit.
yeah, that's
get the
just a
fuck outta
quarter
here.
mile away.
There's no
And they
homeless people aren't
exaggerate
allowed to
it.
cross
Yeah.
the railroad.
There was not a
tracks, dude.
homeless
Come on.
encampment. These fucking exaggerating
And it's
shit.
in
The fuck out
Lansdale
of here.
anyway.
I know. Fuck.
Oh, now it's Lansdale. Oh, okay.
It wasn't
I
a
see.
homeless encampment. This ain't North Philly.
All right. Either way, well, speaking of
White
homeless-
ass, you white dorks that said that, you fucking dorks. My bad.
Yep.
Last one. Shout out, R.I.P. Bill Russell, one of the greatest winners of
Yeah,
all
I agree.
time.
I agree.
Shout out.
11
Not- no, no,
championships as a
no.
player,
No,
2
no.
as a coach. The
You
first,
just messed that up. Not one of the greatest. The greatest winner of all
the
winners.
greatest, yeah, the
The
greatest, winner
greatest,
of all
not one
time.
of, the greatest winner of all time.
Nice.
No, there's no argument. The greatest winner
cool
of all time.
dude.
What was his
First-
accomplishments, Bern? Run him through again.
11-time NBA champ.
Well, he won 11
2
titles
as a coach.
as a player, 2 as a coach.
2
But-
gold
okay,
medals.
He won 10 as a player, 1 as a player coach, and then
Okay.
1
As
as
a
just
coach.
a coach. So there was a year that Red just said, "You go do it."
Yeah.
He won a gold medal. He won 2 national championships for the University of San Francisco.
Sure did.
The only national championships they've ever had.
The only 2.
Still was there for a minute.
Yep. His record in elimination games in his career was 21-0.
Wow.
That's
Yeah, the greatest
amazing.
winner of all time. The greatest winner of
First,
all time.
Wow.
No argument.
first black coach in American sports
Pro sports.
across
Wow.
any level, American
Yeah.
pro sports, any
Yeah,
level,
pro sports. Yep.
and a dude who was just constantly funny and full of wisdom, man. So Bill
And
Russell,
bang.
real one,
Dude,
88.
As many girls as Wilt did, apparently.
He must have been. He had to be
Maybe
like,
not 10,000.
Maybe
he
not
had to be like
technically.
one of the toughest motherfuckers. Like he must have been like basketball players
Oh, and then
usually
he went
can't
to
throw
play in
down,
Boston.
but he must have been able to throw the
Toughest.
fuck down. He
You're
must
a fucking clown.
as a basketball player, he has to
Okay,
be
as
one
a
of the
basketball player,
toughest.
yes, I agree. In that instance,
He had to be pretty
I
fucking
don't know
tough.
if being a 6'11" black man in Boston was also
Right?
awesome in the
He was winning
60s,
championships
you know?
and they were still vandalizing his house, right?
They still won't let him eat at certain restaurants, man.
What?
Like, yeah.
Oh my god, dude! I didn't know that.
Fucking
I didn't know
bastard.
If you think the portrayal of Jerry West was crazy on Winning Time, just know that Jerry West was playing at the same time as Bill Russell and was on the opposite end of most of those
7 of them,
championships.
right? Seven of them.
7, I think.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
Wow. So, and he didn't win one until Russell retired, right?
Correct.
Wow. So, yeah, well, speaking of Bill Russell retiring, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives podcast.
Super retiring.
Super retiring. Yeah. So, in case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content and all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can also on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com. And please like and subscribe so we can keep bringing you this sweet, sweet stuff. Thanks for listening. Stick around for the ad read. Thanks. See ya. All right, we're out. There's no ad read. I'd fuck that up. But either way, I usually
Please
say
leave that in.
I'm
Please
gonna.
leave that in. Can I make
I'm-
an ad read right now? I want to do one for. Can I do one for weed or like Viagra or something? No.
For weed.
How about gas station dick pills? Gas station dick pills.
Horny Goat Weed,
you know what?
sponsor the show.
I will say that was a great point yesterday when Matt was talking about getting really sick off of horny goat weed and just puking his balls off while his
So
dick was super
ridiculous.
hard. And J-Dub just being like, what percent of the population do you think has vomited with an erection? Because
Yeah.
they're not
I have.
often
No.
associated with each other, but they're not often associated with each other. You have to be in a
No.
very specific
Yeah.
situation and scenario,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
To
Pretty
have
sure I
a- to
threw
have
up
a
while I was
rod while
banging
you're puking.
China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't from being
God.
drunk or sick. It was just disgusting.
Am I keeping that in the show? Do you
I
care?
don't give a fuck. How dare
Love
you
it.
ask me? You
Love
know
it.
me.
Listen,
Nice.
man.
All right. So
Call
real
back
quick.
from last week in North Wales, China fucks you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, China definitely fucked me.
Nice. Hey,
It was
Steve.
aggressive. I was
if-
17 and in high school, that shit was aggressive.
Nice. So, Steve, if you want to drop, Liam's about to do a comic thing. So, just
Yep,
FYI.
I'm out.
All
All
right,
right,
see ya.
fellas.
All right,
Always fun.
brother.
Yep. So, Liam, you can share your screen and do the thing, man. Super excited to see this.
Alrighty.
Awesome stuff. So, Liam, for everyone listening, Liam worked on this comics presentation. So, if you're listening to this, we'll try to be as descriptive as we can of what's being shared on screen. But if you want to see it, check us out, Working Perspectives on YouTube to watch the video. The video.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, so I'm going to start by saying if anybody's seen any of the leaked trailers, that's what a lot of this is about.
So, spoiler alert.
So they leaked a trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy and for Ant-Man.
Ooh. So,
And-
would it be 3 of both? Guardians
Yeah,
3
Guard-
and Ant-Man
Correct.
3. Okay.
Correct. So I'm going to start off with, if you guys remember from Peacemaker, he played Mern, I think his name was. Remember, he's running.
Yeah. The dude that
Peacemaker, all
ran
those
the.
guys.
He was the black dude in charge of like the special ops team,
Correct.
right? And he ended up. Well, I mean, spoiler alert, but he ended up being a butterfly.
Yeah.
Like one who actually was not trying to destroy humanity. One
Yeah,
who was trying
yeah.
to like.
That
He was
was
a
being
good
good.
butterfly.
Yeah, he was a good fly. He was a good fly. Go ahead.
So-
man.
He was a good little
I-
butterfly.
I hope I don't ruin his name too much, but in the leaked trailer, one of the things that people didn't really know about is that his name is Chuck Woody Iwuji is his real name. He's playing a character called the High Evolutionary. Now, like everyone knew about Adam Warlock and everything, but when they saw this character, I will bring him up now. All right, sharing screen. Can you see it now? Oh wait, hold on. Sorry guys. I'm gonna share this right now. All right, participants can see your application. All
Yes,
right.
sir. Yes, sir.
Start it up. Start it up. All right. Am I doing this wrong? God damn it. everyone. There we go. All right.
Nice.
So the High Evolutionary. Bern, you might know this guy. He actually is responsible for Spider-Woman, is his daughter. She got sick. Jessica Drew, her name was. She got sick, and he kind of like, he's in this because he like experiments on people, and like, you know, his name, like High Evolutionary, like he's trying to make like more evolved beings and whatnot. That's why. So they show, I think what they're going to do with him is he's responsible for, obviously there's no Spider-Woman. In the comics, he ends up being responsible for the Maximoff twins. He evolves the Scarlet Witch, and he evolves Quicksilver. The twins, they end up not being mutants. He evolves them. But in the movie, I think they're retconning him. I think he will be responsible probably for Adam Warlock, and he will probably be responsible for Rocket Raccoon. Because if you watch the leak trailer, they show a hand reaching out to grab Rocket Raccoon. And if you've seen the movies before, every time they show Rocket, he has like that cybernetic shit like on his back and everything. So they'll probably do that. They showed other characters that like look kind of weird looking and stuff from like screenshots, but I think he'll be probably responsible for Rocket and Adam Warlock.
You know, I think that's a really good point. Just really quick too. James Gunn is kind of sad. Like, he thinks Rocket is the saddest character in the MCU, and that it's his favorite character, and he's watched him evolve and really wants to, like, this movie, if, you know, the first movie was the story of Peter Quill, or the second, you know, he really, I think it's going to be very Rocket centric, and I think High Evolutionary makes a ton of sense there.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is MODOK. This is another character. This is going to be in Ant-Man 3, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
Hold on, real quick though. So what you're saying is that you're saying that the new Guardians could be kind of almost like an origin story for Rocket?
Absolutely. They are definitely going to show Rocket's origin story.
Okay, nice. And we'll get him like meeting Groot and stuff. And then right now on the screen, the guy you're showing kind of looks like a giant Krang from Ninja Turtles, just purple.
So I guess I should have explained this a little bit better. I'm just showing characters that they kind of leaked. Like, in these leaks, these are like characters we're going to see that we didn't know we were going to see until last weekend during Comic-Con. In the Ant-Man 3 character, you see like a version of MODOK there, which I don't think anybody knew that he was going to be a part of the Ant-Man 3 movie at all. I didn't know. I thought it was just going to be, you know what I mean? Like, they go down to the quantum realm. They find that city. Like, they can't use the microverse because I don't think Marvel has the rights to it or whatever, but they're calling it the quantum realm. And I think they're going to make their way to that city, and that may be where they cross paths with like Kang and Bill Murray's going to be in this movie. Ant-Man 3. I think, Bern, you remember which character he's playing? I think it's like Cryok or something. I don't
know exactly who he is, but I heard an interesting rumor the other day. Corey Stoll, the guy who played Yellow Jacket in the first Ant-Man movie, you know, the bad guy essentially, may be involved in the movie and may be MODOK. Like, maybe someone who got sucked down, because we just see him getting smaller and smaller and smaller, but we now know that it's possible to exist and live and travel in that realm. And he tweeted something out, like somebody put a picture out. It's a bunch of conjecture, but I think that would actually be a really cool way to do it, is that he's now been down in that realm and, you know, honing his powers. Because MODOK essentially is a dude who worked for a company who, I don't know, was it serum he gave himself where his head got all huge? And,
originally he was a guy named George Tarleton.
Yes.
So Advanced Idea Mechanics showed up in, I think it was Iron Man 3.
Yes, they did.
Remember?
Bane showed up there, yep.
Yeah, so that was the name of the company that Guy Pearce's character from Extremis, like that was the name of his company then, so he was just getting that started. I think Idea AIM might have something to do with it, but you're right, it's not likely. Maybe it is
just
Yellow
like a
Jacket.
super out there rumor, just being like, if Corey Stoll's involved in the movie, and also there's a MODOK, maybe that makes sense as someone they have to deal with again in the quantum realm.
Yeah, because you know what, dude? Like, it would take them way too long to explain who George Tarleton was, like retcon advanced idea mechanics and everything. That I think that was more like of an Easter egg in Iron Man 3. Like, I don't think that was their intention, was to like start, aim, and work their way to MODOK or anything. But MODOK stands for mental organism designed only for killing.
Yeah.
But I think he'll kind of be like in cahoots with Kang. Maybe Kang has something to do with all this technology, maybe giving it to that dude that played Yellow Jacket and whatnot.
Or even if it's not Corey Stoll, like it also makes sense that MODOK is something he's brought with him traveling through time. You know what I mean? Let's say it's not Corey Stoll. It'll probably be something Kang brings with him, not something who begins their origins in this particular universe. Because like you said, it would just take too long to fucking.
Have you said who's playing MODOK?
No, they have not. We don't know.
Yeah, they haven't revealed that. But MODOK is an incredibly like powerful character.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's almost unbeatable. Like, he's super durable. If you look, this is from World War Hulk. You know what I mean? There's two Hulks fighting him, and he doesn't seem to be too bothered by it.
Too stressed about it. Yeah.
Yeah. But I was really excited about that as part of the leaks. I was really excited about the High Evolutionary, because I didn't know that was happening. This wasn't a leak, but
So
you probably
this is what we're looking at. This is it's the lower torso that they showed at the end of the She-Hulk trailer.
Yeah, the last shot of the She-Hulk trailer.
It's the last shot of the She-Hulk trailer. It's the lower torso of a man carrying two batons, and he's dressed in all black and in gloves. And Liam, you had told me who you think this is. Go ahead.
Oh, I know who it is. It's definitely Daredevil, because when they show his whole body and everything, I mean, there's no secret that they're bringing Daredevil. I was just super excited about this because it's happening this fast.
Yeah,
I thought they kind of sprinkled him in to No Way Home just to like hook us up, and they brought Charlie Cox, played in No Way Home, and they announced that he's getting his own series, that he's going to be in the Echo series, and now we know that, he's flipping into She-Hulk, which is just around the corner. So I'm super psyched for this.
And that rules too, like you said, Liam. We knew Charlie Cox was coming back to MCU as Daredevil. I just didn't know it was going to be this fast and this like. I think his show is 18 episodes. Like, he's coming back in a really big way.
I know, man,
and being involved in a ton of different stories, which rules, because for me, that hallway fight scene in the first season of Daredevil was so revolutionary, because there's no haymakers, right? Like, if you really want to beat someone into submission, you don't just hit them in the jaw once and they fall down. Like, he has to fight the same guys multiple times throughout the course of it, because he'll rock them and they'll take a minute, but they'll come back. So it doesn't need to be a fight against 70 guys. You need to fight against 7 tough guys, but a legit fight. Like, you're gonna have to beat them. You're gonna have to beat them up. It's not gonna be a one-punch knockout. Like, it's gonna be a workout, dude, no matter how good you are.
I really hope they bring back, for any of these shows, like some of the directors and some of the screenwriters, like, because, or I guess cinematographers would be the name of it, but like,
probably DPs.
Some of the scenes in those shows, in all those seasons, each had like a scene that was just like out of this world. In season 2, when in season 2,
Punisher in jail,
Punisher in jail. But when Daredevil and Punisher are on the roof, and Punisher's kind of like telling him the deal, Daredevil escapes, knocks Punisher out, puts him in that lift. When he fights all those bikers, that scene to me is just as good as that hallway.
Heading down the stairs.
Yeah. And he's got the chain still on his arm, and he's whipping the lights to make it dark and everything. Dude, that scene is so badass in season 2. I just can't wait for more Daredevil, dude. I'm so excited for it. Out of all these things, that was new news, like MODOK and High Evolutionary, but by far I'm the most excited for Daredevil. especially Charlie Cox. Like there will be no other actor that could have played him, and they really did the fans like they really did right by us by bringing Charlie Cox back as the actor to play Daredevil and not switching it up.
I agree. And listen, even if he's not the 616, or even if that universe existed somewhere else and it's not the exact same, whatever, who cares? But like you said, that dude. I read an article about him having like tough auditions after Daredevil because they were like, "You're not making any eye contact with your co-stars." And he's like, "Sorry,
oh shit,
really devoted to like having to look blind when I'm."
Mm-hmm.
And you think about like Boardwalk Empire, he had like half a face. Like his whole time, he's just been doing like I'm gonna have the unconventional interaction. Then he's auditioning for like a rom-com. I'm like, can you look her in the eyes, dude? And he's like, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm working on it.
But yeah, dude. So, I mean, Daredevil easily I'm the most excited for. That was so I had this set up. Bern, if you had to pick between Namor and Aquaman, who do you got? Like if they're going head to head, they have to fight.
Yeah.
Who do you got?
Well, Namor is the more powerful person. It's just I read so much DC. I read so much more DC coming up than I did Marvel. But even that being said, Namor showing up was more often an event, where Aquaman showing up was more often like and Aquaman, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So yep. Even though I've probably read more stories involving Aquaman, because I really loved that Justice League run that started like in 99 or 2000, the Grant run. I've read way more Aquaman. I'm way more excited about Namor. So I think Namor, and I don't think it's close, like in a one-on-one. I think he washes it. I think he washes Aquaman.
I think like power-wise, strength-wise, and everything, they're pretty evenly matched. But I think Namor is like more like he's willing to cross a line that Aquaman wouldn't be willing to cross. Like I think
also Aquaman didn't start flying until that fucking Justice League movie where he could just throw his spear and fly. Like Aquaman never flew until that movie. Namor's been flying the whole time. He's got tiny little wings on his feet. You know?
And Namor's like an anti-hero too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he'll kill like Black Adam and Deadpool and Wolverine. Like those are guys that like it's so if this is a fight to like a KO, then yeah, they might fight to like a standstill. But if it's a fight to the death, you're right. Namor fucking
every time
wipes the floor with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. Okay. Well,
so hold on. Have you guys given a description of the screen?
I mean, just the Aquaman to the left, Namor to the right.
So Namor he's somewhat humanoid, but
dude, it's the same story. It's the same story. A human person mates with a fish person, and their progeny is this. I think Namor beats Aquaman by like 3 or 4 years, though, as far as on the pages, right? Like I think he was created a couple of years before Aquaman was created. Cool. I believe. But he's never been part of a major, like he's been part of the Illuminati and stuff, but like Aquaman got to be in the Justice League for 30 years, so everyone knows who he is. Yeah. Namor's a very similar character. They just always made him more of a lone wolf, more I give a shit about my civilization and nothing else, and like more of like I'll be that.
And the Illuminati are the fuckers from the newest Doctor Strange. Okay.
Yeah, I really wish they would have put Namor, but whatever. I guess they were saving him for Wakanda Forever, but he belonged in that scene, dude.
Hey man, who knows what this schedule was supposed to be before COVID? Like before COVID, Doctor Strange was supposed to come out before WandaVision. So I can't imagine how different those two things are once they decided that wasn't going to happen, because it would have to be two completely different things. Like the Doctor Strange could not, as it currently exists, could not have come out before WandaVision.
Yeah. Also, isn't Namor now? He's of like Mayan descent. Isn't that what Marvel's spinning? Right? He's like a Mayan Indian.
It looks like it's a Mayan civilization, and like we were saying before, it's always been Atlantis, and Atlantis has always been like Atlanteans, so they're their own kind of thing.
Hidden city.
It's always the debate. Like, are they more like South American in origin, or are they more like Asian Pacific like in origin? And just as like the way they've always kind of been drawn. You know, they're ambiguously not just white guys.
Yeah.
But we never really saw Atlantean. You know, they were Atlantean. I think though, I mean, based on the actor who was cast and what we've seen from the trailer, there's a real Mayan kind of South American, you know, ancient, powerful civilization vibe going on with the tattoos and the jewelry, and that's cool.
Yeah, and I don't think they're really.
They might not call it Atlantis just because it already happened in DC, or maybe they do. Who gives a shit? You know?
Yeah, I would say fuck DC because they're a mess right now with all their movies. They canceled Batgirl. The guy from the Flash keeps getting arrested, and
they canceled Batgirl. They've already spent $90 million on it. They canceled it. Like, if they have to cancel The Flash, right?
They're dead in the water.
Like, Warner Brothers has got to sell all those rights, right? Just sell the rights. Sell them to Disney, you know? Let's just fucking get to the monopoly as quick as we can. Because if they don't get Flashpoint out, then wrap it up, guys. Like, the ship has some.
I think
the Batgirl, tough. $90 million on the movie, and they're not going to just make it, put it out streaming. They just scrapped it.
I think they're just going to do Flashpoint and wipe the slate and start over. I don't think they have much of a choice at this point. But whatever. We're not going to get into that. We're pretty good. We can wrap it up. Yeah. So that's all I got for
good weekend.
Right
fun weekend. A lot of, like I said, high evolutionary, Modocs and stuff. You know, Charlie Cox is something I expected, but not in the volume we're getting it.
A lot of exciting stuff.
Of characters. That Spider-Man cartoon coming out, which is going to be non-canon, like Spider-Man Homeroom.
Yeah, I think they're just going to call it another universe. You know what I mean? Another Earth or whatever.
Well, they are, because the premise of it is, instead of Peter Parker meeting Tony Stark at that particular point in his life, he meets Norman Osborn.
Nice.
And so what would that Spider-Man have looked like if Norman Osborn
that's probably going to be awesome.
It's probably going to rule, right?
Because I saw drawings for Doctor Strange and Daredevil and stuff. It's probably going to be awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I'll definitely watch that.
That one presupposes, what if at that exact moment, instead of meeting Tony Stark, he met Norman Osborn? And that's an interesting take. You know what I mean? Like, as far as where that's going to go.
I wish they would bring Norman Osborn on and do Dark Avengers, but they got to get the mutants in there and everything. But that's so far down the line. I think you'll see Norman Osborn eventually, like another version of him.
I agree.
Yeah, but about 10 o'clock, so I think
all right,
about time to call tonight.
That's comic talk.
Comic talk.
Yep,
little news.
I'll be continuing to work on it, so I will have a lot better stuff. I'll have more prepared.
Dude,
you know,
Lasmeeshma,
that was
you did a
great
job. That was
great.
awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
All right, good shit, fellas.
All right.
Good shit. I'll talk to you guys later.
Have a great night.
All right, fellas.
Yeah.
Night.
Night.